then we dry out for the rest of the week. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel for Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
It's 85 in Mayfield, 84 this hour in West Arlington. I'm Joe Miller, 680 WCBM News.
Stay connected and informed. Download the WCBM 680 mobile phone app for your smartphone at WCBM.com. You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, opinion-leading, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This, my friends, is a Tuesday edition of the Rob Carson Show. And you know what today is? You know what today is? Today's an opportunity. It is. You should be really glad to be here because a lot of people aren't and probably would like to be. So there you go. That's a good way to start off the day on a positive note, right? I mean, I don't have any 7-Eleven employees beating up shoplifters audio like I did last week, which brought a smile to my face. And, of course, we'll be featured on my TV show on Newsmax this weekend. So today is a great day, and a lot of truth is coming out, and we will have to endure a good deal of tribulation to get to enlightenment, but we are well on our way. We are well on our way to exposing the absolute malfeasance of our federal government. And Joe Biden and his family, and all the years that you and I have as conservatives, where we sat there and we went, wow, there's something not right. We're being lied to about a lot of stuff, and all of that is coming out. And the deep state will never be able to put out this fire. Okay, this is the effectively like the Berlin Wall coming down. This is something that I had hoped was going to happen on January the 6th, the day of January the 6th, when 1 million people gathered in Washington, D.C. peacefully before they were infiltrated by a lot of FBI officials, according to the former chief of police for the U.S. Capitol. When he was interviewed with Tucker Carlson, that interview was just released. Fox sat on it. But there were a lot of FBI agents in there, a lot of people opening doors, a lot of people saying, hey, come on in, come on in. And now we've got people in jail over 900 days without charges, which should never happen in a country like the United States, if we are truly to live up to our principles that have made us the greatest engine of individual and economic freedom in the history of mankind. So the burning twister board is on fire. And no matter what the mainstream media and the Democrat Party and big social media, no matter how they respond and ignore allegations and facts related to Joe Biden's absolute corruption, the truth is getting out there. It is getting out there. Most Americans, including 3 in 10 Democrats, think the trio of indictments against former President Donald Trump are an attempt to stop his 2024 presidential campaign. How's that possible? And you know what? It's probably higher than that because this was a CBS poll. All right? 59% of respondents said yes, while 41% said no when asked if all of these indictments were an attempt to stop Donald Trump's 2024 campaign. That's a CBS poll at 59%. So I would venture to say you could probably safely say 69%. A deep look shows that 31% of Democrats, 63% of independents believe the indictments and investigations against Trump are an effort to hinder his campaign. And 86% of Republicans feel the same way. It's weird. There was a poll yesterday that 69% of Republicans question the election of 2020 and certainly of 2016. Over a third of respondents perceive the indictments to be an attack on people like them. See? You know, we're the proletariat, man. We're the crumb eaters. We're the deplorables. We are the white supremacist, MAGA fascist enemies of democracy. What else? What else are we? I don't know. I think anyway. So it's just pretty funny. I like being labeled stuff like that. It's funny. I love it. I embrace names like deplorable and MAGA fascist. I embrace them. I hug them. I name them George. Anyway, that includes 56% of Republicans, 63% of Trump voters. The poll asked respondents which concerns them the most, that Donald Trump tried to overturn a presidential election or that the charges and indictments against Donald Trump are politically motivated. It looks like about 40%. It's a little even, okay, even on that one. More independents are worried the indictment is politically motivated than are concerned about the allegations against Trump. And if you can't have independents If you don't win independence, you don't win elections. So there you go. This is Victor Davis Hanson. I saw this wonderful video by this guy. He is a sage. He is, I just think, incredible person. I hope to get him on the show. And if I do an interview with Victor Davis Hanson, it's going to have to be an hour long. I can't keep him. I can't tell Victor Davis Hanson, hey, we're up against a hard break here. It was just, no. But here is Victor Davis Hanson talking about what I have been saying, which is that we are at the beginning of a new American revolution, for the very good, by the way, for the absolute good. A new American revolution that returns us to common sense from nonsense. I spoke extensively to Vivek Ramaswamy in New Hampshire about this, and he understands it. He understands the wave. You know, we've had the wave put out. Every year we keep hearing about this wave. I don't say red wave for Republicans because red is communist, red is socialist, red is Democrat. The only reason why they labeled us red was when Barack Obama was running for president and everybody knew he was a socialist, Marxist, and so they decided to label Republicans red. Yeah, that's where that started, about 2007, by the way. I've never, ever subscribed to that. It's nonsensical. So I'll just say Republican or Democrat. How does that sound? But we have had these wave elections that have happened. 2016, we had several elections, 2020, 2022. We know that the FBI was involved in censorship and electioneering, essentially, by covering up news stories, etc. We know this. And so the wave has been tamped down. The wave has been tamped down, but this one is unmistakable. When I say that we are living a tale of two cities, when we are living the bourgeois and proletariat, the bourgeois surrounding Washington, D.C., I came up with an analogy when I lived there, because I wondered why 7 out of the 10 richest counties in America we're surrounding Washington, D.C., where they don't build anything. There are no big factories there building cars and stuff. No. It's all a bunch of people and their cronies dishing out our money. That's what it is. They moved to Washington, D.C. They spend their entire lives telling us how to live ours. And most recently, the last few years, if it's not perfectly clear to you that there is a double standard with regard to the enrichment of Washington, D.C. and its friends and like-minded other states, nation states around the world, and you and me who have to go to Dollar General to buy our grocery stores, if you don't see that yet, you never are, and you might want to just get the hell out of the way. You just might want to get the hell out of the way. But here is the great Victor Davis Hanson talking about the good that is going to happen.
What I'm trying to say and articulate is that we're building up, it's like a wave, and it hasn't crested yet, but it's starting to have factors that are increasing the wave.
I'm going to body surf right over the left.
And these are non-traditional conservative constituencies.
Yeah, I know you didn't need the visual, but I've lost weight.
For some, it's their daughters in sports, and all of a sudden there's a guy that's, a male competing against. For some,
nonsense.
It's their daughters in the locker room, and a guy is staring at them and says nonsense. He's a girl. For some, it's being hit by an illegal alien while he leaves the scene of the accident. Nonsense. All of these centrifugal forces are starting to build. I saw it happen.
They also call those abuses and usurpations.
One time in my life, and that was after the exuberance and the nettiness and the craziness of the 60s. That was an equivalent of the woke revolution. And people think, well, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, it was. And there were terrorist bombs.
What did I tell you about the class of 1968? What did I tell you about the class of 1968? This is the moist dream of the class of 1968. This Marxist revolution is the moist dream of the class of 1968. And the class of 1968 were wrecked in that year 68, 69, 70-ish, right around there. They had their hopes dashed and crushed when Richard Nixon was elected. And so what did they do? They retreated into academia, where they would spend the next, 50 years building the next wave, which includes the first entirely indoctrinated class, which would be millennials.
There was just complete chaos, everything. And finally people said, We're either going to have a country or we're not going to have. And what happened? Richard Nixon won in the largest landslide in history.
Yeah, that's what happened then. And that is what is going to happen now. This doesn't mean we can sit back and say, okay, we'll just let it happen because it's going to happen. Oh, no. We've got to be warriors in this in a peaceful manner. You know I say that. Because honestly, there's really no point in fighting physically because the left would get crushed in days. Just be honest, right? The left and Joe Scarborough's talking about a civil war, and the Republicans want to start a civil war. If you started a civil war, and I'm only saying this because you said it, who's going to win? Let's see, a side that the military supports, which is conservatism, strong borders, strong military, and also people who own 500 million firearms, or a bunch of leftist rejects indoctrinated in school who need their pronouns to be exactly right, or they get all butthurt about it. Who are you really afraid of here? You shouldn't be afraid of them at all. We've allowed them to do all this crap to us, to invade our schools, to invade academia, to tell us that men can compete with women and destroy their careers. All of this nonsense. And all we really needed to say was no, shut up. I'm done with it. And you can't prevent me from having an opinion on something. You cannot prevent me from saying that I don't think children should gender transition because that's insane. But for the last 20 years and then really intensely the last 5, we've been told by a bunch of limp-wristed academics that you need to shut up and accept their nonsense. And all you need to do is say no. Yeah, no, and then hell no. And then go to the ballot box. And then, honestly, don't be afraid to say, I have every right to have an opinion. I have every right to say this is not fair. This is not fair. This president is unbelievably corrupt. I had every right to be able to say that I thought Hunter Biden's laptop was completely for real. But the federal government C-blocked it. So the media wouldn't cover it and big social media wouldn't cover it. I can go on and on. Here's a little bit more from Victor Davis Hanson about the people in charge of this leftist movement and why you should say no to them.
I think what's going to happen, I really do believe this, whether it's Trump or DeSantis, there's going to be a collective...
right now, latest poll, 49% Trump, 13 DeSantis. So, yeah.
...shrug, like I'm not going to be had again. And I'm speaking especially to you guys who voted for Biden.
Yeah, you guys listen.
Because you didn't like Trump's tweets or you were angry.
He's just so mean. He's just so mean.
About, horse-faced Stormy Daniels, or you said to yourself, I liked his agenda, but why does he always get in, all this stuff?
I don't know, maybe because 99% of the attacks against him are negative by the media, and there have been 2 faux indictments, and now 3 faux indictments after he left office, 2 faux impeachments. One's that's been completely overturned. The second one was a joke. Maybe that's why he's so mean in his tweets.
Just can't take it anymore. Good old Joe Biden, at least he's going to be drab, and no, he wasn't. And so just remember that we voted in this disaster and we can vote it out. But you've got to come to your senses and realize that these people are hardcore leftists and they don't like you.
They don't like you. They hate you. They hate you who live in you Walmart shoppers. You stink. You smell. I mean, you're the deplorables. You're the ones they fly over. You live in East Palestine and Council Bluffs, Iowa, and you live in places like Sioux City, and they don't care about you because all you are is a means of production and taxation. And you send your money to D.C. and they party like it's 1999 and you go to Dollar General. So there are good things happening, really good things happening. But we've got to endure a lot of crap, I tell you. And I'm going to do my level best every day to inspire you, even make you laugh if I can, while we're in the middle of this battle. How's that sound? And then also a very, very serious hearing yesterday in California with regard to the Afghanistan withdrawal and the 13 Americans who were murdered that day because of said withdrawal that was completely irresponsible. Powerful, powerful testimony by Gold Star families. I guarantee we're going to spend at least an hour on it because I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you who went to Iraq. I want to hear from you who went to Afghanistan. I want to hear from you, Gold Star families, who have sat here and wallowed in misery since this unbelievable affront to you, where Joe Biden returned us to square one with the Taliban and this time gave them $85 billion in military hardware. I know you've been wanting to talk about it, and we will talk about it today. So here's the number, 800-922-6680. This is The Rob Carson Show.